In this video, we will learn to add a fragment to an activity dynamically. And in case if you don't know how to add a fragment to an activity via XML, then check the link in the description. Now let's see the code. I've already created a new project. So here's the layout file for the main activity, activity main.xml. Here I have used fragment container view. Here's the fragment container view. Fragment container view is like a container for the fragments. For example, if you have two or more fragments, then you use this container to replace the fragments during runtime. You can add, remove, or replace a fragment using fragment transactions. Now let's see the layout file for the fragment. So here I have layout file for the fragment. Fragment example.xml. It's a simple layout with a text view inside a frame layout. Now let's see the Java file for the fragment. Here I have the Java file for the fragment, example fragment.java. Here I have simply inflated the layout inside the onCreateView method. And now we need to add this fragment to the activity. Here's the main activity.java file. So here I have put a check, but why? Let's try to understand this. You know that the activity is recreated when a configuration change occurs. That means the code to create the fragment inside the onCreate method will also run when the activity is recreated. But we don't want that because the fragment is automatically restored from the saved instance state. So the question is, how can we ensure that the fragment is added only once when the activity is first created? The answer is to check if the saved instance state is null. When the activity is recreated after the configuration change, then the saved instance state will not be null and the code inside the if block won't run and the fragment will not be added a second time. So that's the reason to put a check here. Here I used get support fragment manager to get an instance of fragment manager. The fragment manager is used to manage the fragments that you add to the activity. And then I called begin transaction to begin the transaction. And then I called add method to add the fragment to the activity. To finish the transaction, here I called commit method. Now let's see the code.